For what?
Centerpieces.
Okay.
I went to stupid.
Where's the wedding?
The wedding is at the mansion at Timberlake. Great. Mansion at Great River.
Great River.
By Heckscher. Yeah. Patio ceremony and then side for the thing, you know. My son gave me 0 invitations to invite anybody that I wanted. 0. 0. He goes, we invited Valerie because we know that our son is a friend. I'm like, oh, that was nice. But
All right. What's up, everybody? How we doing? Maria's got a lot going on, so we'll hear about it and then tell me something good. There she is. All right. You can't build a reputation on what you are going to do. And I've said this before, just do things, right? You learn better on the job. So just do it. You know, you can have the best ideas in the world. You can be the biggest dreamer in the world. And if you don't act on that, that's just kind of a thought you have in your own mind. You know, so you got to share it. You got to go out and do it and build that reputation, because you're not going to do it on what you're going to do. It's what you already have done, and just keep moving forward. Denzel Washington has a really nice commencement speech at some school, and his whole kind of theme throughout that speech was fall forward, because we're all going to fall. You know, we all do our prospecting, or whether it's personal business, and you're like, is this working? I don't know. This sucks. Maybe you have a listing appointment, you don't get it, and all of a sudden you spend all that time in this market. You know, one listing could be a big difference. So when you do fall, make sure you fall forward, right? And just keep getting up and moving forward. So you can't build a reputation on what you're going to do. Just do it. Doesn't have to be perfect. You know, business plans are messy. Even if you have a nice plan, you know, once you get going, it's not going to go exactly as planned. It's messy. And even the most successful people in the world, you know, their day is super messy. You think, you know, Steve Jobs or Elon Musk or whoever you want to mention that's uber successful, do you think their day goes perfectly and smooth? No, it's messy. And it is here too. You know, our industry, it's messy, but you just got to keep doing it. You have what the tools, you have the knowledge, you have the know-how to get it done. You just got to do it. Maria, you're going to take up this whole slide. Maria went to Florida for a week. She picked avocados. She's got a rehearsal dinner and her son's wedding next week.
Friday.
So how was Florida? How was the weather?
Perfect, like 90 something, like 80, high 80s, low 90s, and it feels like temperature is like 104. So you just spend the whole time in the pool, water. A few motorcycle rides, and you know,
Nice.
chilling out.
And you got your son's wedding.
And then I got my son's wedding.
Very cool. I had a question. I forgot what it was. Oh, and then you got home, and what's the first day back? What'd you do?
First day back to work, I went right to a walkthrough and a closing. Yes. And I came back here and worked till 5:30. I missed half the day.
Which one closed?
Calls Pat, full closure.
Oh,
Yeah, she's happy. No.
Anyone else? Tell me something good. Go once, going twice.
I also got a referral from one of my other clients, the one that's got the co-op that I have in the contract. She texted me over the weekend. I was driving, I think, the car, and said, my brother and his girlfriend are looking to buy a condo. Would you be able to help them too? Like, of course. So I have a call with him set up for 12 o'clock.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. We had some activities. So Rich Ralph sold his listing in 251 North Idaho with Donna. We had Rich and Donna sell a listing they have at 172 Jervis. Mark sold 455 Jackson Avenue. They all sell eventually.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, that was nice. And Maria sold 527 Carl's Path in Deer Park.
Yeah.
We had some sales pending. 129 Michelle Avenue finally won on the contract. I'm not sure.
I think it's 710. I think that's why you brought it up. 710. I should have put Lorraine too, because Lorraine sold it.
Lorraine, you got the buyer?
Yeah.
You're good at that.
Uh-huh.
Do more of that.
I tried. She's selling all of our inventory.
Maria not only will double end the deal on her own listings, but she seems to have a knack for finding buyers for the office listings too. And did that come from an open house?
Hey, I think it was to the office.
Cool.
Great. It said something, right?
And it seems like you say something right more than once.
Yeah.
So you need to talk to more people, get out in front of more people. Keep trying. We had Alessandra get 565 North Suffolk Avenue on the contract. They were all messy because that one was a little messy. I had to get on the phone with the seller. We had to work. We won't really get into too many details, but estate sale, 3 siblings,
Yeah.
2 were kind of on the same page. 1 was not, and I had to speak to the one that was not. So
Did you change their mind? Or ease their concerns, or?
I had to get a little tough with him, and a lot of times you don't know how that's going to go. You know, when you need to push, but
You had to get tough with what, the seller?
yeah. So me and Alessandra were playing good cop, bad cop. And then we had 27 Beatrice Avenue in West Islip under contract, representing the buyer. We all know about Spark, October 7th through the 9th. And there's the link if you want to register. I wasn't going to bore you with all those slides in between. We've done that, been there, done that.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not on the Facebook group, jump on. If you're not on our Facebook group, jump on. If you're not on our WhatsApp, jump on.
Gregory, last week I added Gregory.
Okay. You know, WhatsApp for our company seems to be the most active as far as giving you the graphics, just messages, whatever that might be. And those graphics, share them on whatever platforms you're using, because it shows that you're doing activity. It shows that the office is doing activity, and it shows that you're active on your social media sites. Nobody wants to work with somebody if they Google you and it just looks like everything hasn't been updated in 3 years, because you're like, is this person in business? I don't know. I mean, I met her. She seemed to have a good impression when I met her, but now I'm not so sure. Don't be the reason they say, well, now I'm not so sure. So whatever platforms you use, make sure you're active on them. And if you're not active on them, maybe get rid of them. If you know anyone that's looking to maybe become a realtor, or you meet somebody that might be a good fit, let us know. As a result, you get 10% of the company dollar. We call it White for life. Again, shouldn't be your primary source of business. It shouldn't be your primary source of time, but just a warm introduction, and maybe that might turn into something. All right, let's talk market absorption rate. Not a whole lot changing, is there? So we have Farmingdale 1.4 months, Massapequa 1.3, Bethpage 2.9, and Amityville 2.2. So we're right in that 1.5 to 3 month range, which is still a seller's market. You look at prices. I think Farmingdale came up a little bit, right? At one point, Farmingdale was up like 7.25 was the average under contract list price, and then it went down to I think like almost 670, 680. So it seems to be coming back up. Market absorption rate super low in Farmingdale, and there's just not a lot of options out there. 33 houses, but 24 went under contract. Massapequa, again, I think that price came down and then it came back up. And Bethpage, I think the price came down. That number was a little higher. So you see these little changes in the market, but they're little blips. For the most part, if you looked at average list price on the contract, if you looked at market absorption rate, you looked at days on market on a graph, like a 2-year graph, it's going to stay relatively flat with these little ripples, which is different than some other parts of the country. Some other parts of the country are seeing some significant dips in price. You're seeing inventory increasing, but I think even those parts it's going to catch up, especially with rates projected to come down. Is it going to have a huge effect on purchasing power? I don't think so, right? A 0.25% decrease in rate, it doesn't affect the buyer's purchasing power too much, but perception is reality, right? So when there's that perception that now's a good time to buy, a lot of buyers are going to get off the fence. So we're going to talk about that a little later in the slide on buyer activity online. Any questions on this? Doors. All right. PR, if you have any PR stuff, let us know. We'll get it out there. Fast track. So I don't know if you guys know this, but if you registered and took Fast Track, you have the ability to take a refresher. They call it an audit. So if you do want to register, let me know. and I'll get you registered for the next one or whichever one you want. We also have some recordings. Teresa, I sent you those recordings. So if you want to look at recordings of the fast track, I do have them. So reach out if you did want them. This is a schedule. So if you did want to kind of peek at the topics, maybe you don't want to do all, 9 sessions, but you're really interested in the getting to know you, the pre-listing package, and the mastering the doors presentation. Maybe you want to do session 5 and 6. I think we could all take a refresher on sessions 5 and 6. Maybe you want to get into farming and FSBOs. So whatever topic maybe interests you, you could just pick and choose what you want to do. Creating, engaging your sphere. I think that should be a focus of all of us with the remainder of the year going into next year. So go to Whitecoat Events. Well, no, don't go to whitecoatevents.com. If you're taking the refresher, contact me and I'll get you registered. But you will go to Whitecoat Events for your Wednesday webinars. So the one coming up is my Whitecoat landing pages. So check it out. That's tomorrow. And we have Success Track. So again, I think everyone knows that I'm a big fan of the Success Track. So go to whitecoatevents.com. You can see when the next one is. The YouTube, our YouTube channel, we added some things to it. Last week's converting open houses is on there. I know Alessandra watched it. No, Christine Koiser watched it. She's got a listing coming up. She found it helpful. Jump on here and see a topic you like and click on it. If there are any topics you want to maybe see on here, let us know too, and we'll get it done.
You can update this graphic, like the new ones.
Yeah, I don't like your graphic because I
So
hear you.
You copy and paste. So
Yeah.
if you update it each week, I'll use that.
Sounds
For the
good.
next-
And that's the last one we
Yeah.
did, converting at open houses. Lorraine, maybe you can run this course because you're good at that.
Yeah.
All kidding aside, you're not going to give me a straight answer, but why do you think that you have some success converting people at open houses and maybe some other people don't?
Because I'm just me, like I just say how I feel and I don't,
So you probably talk to them like you would talk to your friend out on a Saturday night at dinner, right? And I think when you're genuine like that, people feel it. You can't fake that. But when you do try to fake it and just try to be a little extra salesy, and maybe you're not even doing it, on purpose with any ill will, but maybe it's just maybe you're a little tense. Maybe you're not, you're not comfortable enough. So maybe you're trying a little too hard, and maybe that's the difference. So maybe just have that mentality of like sitting back and be yourself, be a human being. I say that a lot, be a human being. Because people want to work with people they like and trust, right? They won't trust you if they don't like you. So the likability is first. And if it's not a good fit when you're yourself, so be it. Next. Does everyone love you, or do you rub people the wrong way sometimes? Lorraine loves to walk into a dirty house and then come to me on Monday and say, "How do people live like this?" But that's great advice. Just be yourself, be a human being, and maybe talk to those guests like you would talk to your buddy or your son or your spouse or your whoever. And that's gonna show, and that's gonna turn that likability into trust. Or it's gonna go like this, and so be it. It's not a big deal. Oh, we don't want to watch that. We're doing another one on Zoom on Thursday, converting open house guests into clients. We can record it. So if you do want to jump on, you could check out the emails that got sent out and register for it. Work and live well. You have access to healthcare, pet insurance, dental, all that stuff. So if it is something you want to explore and get pricing on, they have these an email address as well as the website that you can check out. Here's some office inventory. We all know how to find that on Matrix. Go to the left-hand side, go to my listings, go to the office listings. You can check them out. Rental.
Do you still have it?
No.
Okay.
You take that.
I will.
Rental unavailable.
unavailable.
It's yours, the 125. Is that the same one again?
Seen over there, yeah.
That's just the house that keeps on giving.
Leaving already, she's breaking the lease, and she's being a pain in the butt, not letting us like show it when we need to show it.
Does she have to pay what's left?
He, she's not going to, she gave him, use my security deposit for this month's speech,
Mhm.
and she doesn't let him go in with the prospects, she shows it to them.
They can't hold
Really?
you, right, to the lease, right?
So the way that works now, if you break the lease early, the landlord is required to actively market it. And if they rent it, you can't go after them for those future months.
They don't, because due to you not letting us show it, you
Yeah.
should be responsible.
Yeah, so if
She'll never
you're,
get it.
yeah, technically, if you're actively marketing it, they break the lease, they move out, say in October, and they still owe for November, December, and you're marketing it, showing it, and you didn't get anything, they could be on the hook for those 2 months, but try to collect.
Good luck.
Yeah. Watch your head.
She's
You know that those things are there?
Bike break.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be moving out this weekend.
Okay.
And,
And you have a basement apartment in Seaford coming up.
yeah.
Did she ever reach out to you?
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay.
You just gave it to me like last night.
Yeah.
No.
All
There's
right.
a text with three.
I don't know. Did I do that?
I don't know.
No.
You just texted me what she texted you.
And I gave her your number.
Okay.
I'm so excited for you to meet her.
Me too. I'll move this over so you don't freak out.
I don't care. If you hit your head, I already warned you. All right. So this is a topic that I kind of like a lot, optimizing your workspace. And then even before we get into making your workspace perfect, sometimes we fall into bad habits, right? We get lazy, we're messy, whatever it might be, we fall into bad habits. Sometimes a refresher of your workspace, changing the way you sit, maybe moving the desk over, whatever it might be, sometimes that could be a restart. And it changes the association with that workspace. So when I talk about atomic habits, there's an example. Let's say that you wake up every morning and you get a cup of coffee and you binge on 2 television shows, right? And you wasted 2 hours watching Yellowstone and you're not happy with that. Every time you sit in that seat, your mind is going to want to put on Yellowstone and drink your coffee. So maybe change the seat. All of a sudden you want to drink your coffee and maybe just check some emails or read a blog post or read the newspaper, whatever that might be. Don't sit in that seat that you watch Yellowstone in. Go to the other side. Maybe there's another room. And all of a sudden you're changing your habits, right? So optimizing your workspace could be a way of changing some of your habits and maybe be more productive. So productivity mindset stats for realtors. An organized workspace helps you complete 20% more calls and follow-ups. I think that's true. Distraction-free workplace makes you 2.5 times more likely to meet your daily goals. You got to write down your goals and establish what they are if you want to accomplish them too. Clutter-free desks improve your focus by up to 30%. Clean workspaces double your chance of meeting daily prospecting goals. Noise control. I know Maria likes to put in her headphones. Noise control, white noise headphones, quiet zones, boost tasks accuracy by up to 16%. And realtors who invest in high-speed internet and tech tools save 3 to 5 hours weekly on administrative and marketing tasks. High-speed internet's funny because I think, at least here in this region, that's like a prerequisite. We all have ample speed. Did you see that AOL's getting rid of their dial-up at the end of this month? Did you know that they still did dial-up? I wouldn't even know how to start.
Like 3 people?
I would love to use it one more time before they get rid of that. Hearing that noise. But Maria's been using those canceling headsets.
I wasn't in the plane down.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get my music to play to them, but I still left them in just to drown them out.
And I don't know if, I think Maria, you probably noticed, my workspace is much cleaner.
Oh, every day.
Yeah, I try to, at the end of the day, reorganize, and it's significantly cleaner than it was years ago.
Just feel like you work face is clear,
So does anyone disagree with this, or does this kind of make sense? the general thing is we could be more productive if we're more organized. Who says that they're pretty organized? I would imagine you are.
Space setup.
Well, let's talk about that. Because we were, after
I
we
know.
did this, we said, all right, we'll figure something out. You're like, no, it's good, it's fine. All right, the ultimate command center. So your workspace is more than a desk, it's a command center for lead generation and client conversion. Have specific purpose-driven areas, increasing focus, speed up workflow, and support consistency in follow-up and service delivery. This setup enhances daily prospecting efforts while maintaining professionalism and preparedness for any client interaction. You can even create areas for household tasks like gift wrapping, managing pet care, or organizing personal projects, keeping everything streamlined and efficient. That's a great thought. I'll never have that in my life because I have 4 kids that destroy everything. I did that once. I set up a gift wrapping station for my wife in the basement. And next thing you know, there was paper everywhere. They like they're animals. They're animals.
Do they like wrap it up? Like take their toys and try to wrap them at least?
No,
I just want the business to be.
they're complete animals.
Smart section.
And that's probably, we're to blame for that, I guess. But anyway. Utilizing open and clear storage containers with white marketing material not only keeps you top of mind, but also adds a touch of sunshine and brightness to your workplace. I think that's a good idea. You know, we could be creative here, just like we talked about open house, displays at your storefront. You could be creative with this too. Your work areas will help you stay organized and allow you to use space for multiple activities, such as practicing your listing or buyer consultation, preparing for your open houses, managing your My Weichert dashboard, prospecting, making phone calls, stuffing envelopes and mailers, all that good stuff. So what do we do a lot of? Whatever it is, or what do you want to do a lot of? Have that mentality when you're setting up your workstation that, I want to send out mailers, 30 mailers a week. Have a little area where your envelopes are. Have a little area that, your stamps are, or wherever it might be. Just think about it as a task and how to set yourself up for that task. And who has motivation books? I have them, and they're definitely just for display. With the exception of one book. Can you see which book that is in there? Atomic Habits.
Which I just bought.
Did you start it yet?
No. I just yesterday.
You said you're a reader, so I am convinced you're not going to be able to put it down. And tell me I'm wrong. I don't care. But I've had, because I talk about it, like it's probably annoying how much I talk about it. I've had people reach out to me and say, thank you so much for, I bought the book and it was amazing. One person said it changed my life. What? I'm not telling you. You don't know?
You mentioned 2, and I bought them, but I never read.
So Atomic Habits was definitely one I mentioned. What was the other one? Maybe Stretch?
It was by
A Woman.
what?
All right, whatever. Let me know. Use vertical storage like shelves, pegboards, free up desk space, position near natural light, add plants. Sharon loves plants. That aloe tree was what? How big was it when you got it? It was tiny. A lot of people commented on it during that Music on Main. And then somebody mentioned the one on the floor that needs water. And I said, I ain't doing that. That's Sharon's thing. What's that? It's still going. Somebody said it gets too much sun. You think that's possible?
More filtered light.
Somebody said it probably gets too much sun. I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah. Yeah, who knows? Anyway, position, yeah, we did that. Use a nice chair, so is your chair comfortable? My chair was actually too comfortable. I had this it was literally a Lazy Boy brand, and I felt it was too comfortable. I wasn't falling asleep, but yeah, I was lounging back. So instead, I got we had these conference chairs in the basement, and it's much less comfortable, and I think it's more productive for me. So whatever chair works for you. For the first few days, I'm like, why am I doing this? This chair sucks, you know?
Used to it.
You get used to it, and I find I sit upright a little more, and I don't know. I think I work better being slightly uncomfortable. That was always even when I played lacrosse in college. If my body was feeling perfect, you know, no aches and pains, I feel like I played worse than a little beat up. So that's me. Use an adjustable task lighting to reduce eye strain, maybe blue light glasses. I always had that idea, and I bought multiple blue light glasses over the years. I know I lose them. My kids think it's great because they're not prescriptions, so they can wear them. You use them bedtime, like nighttime, and you notice a difference. Hmm. Yeah. So that might be something that somebody might be more productive with, maybe get better sleep. You know, treat your day like everything throughout the day, you want to take away friction. The second there's friction, you do less of it. Okay. So the second there's friction, you do less of it. So how can you take away friction? Setting up a workspace is a really, really effective way of getting rid of some friction so you do more of it. Blue light glasses, preventing headaches, takes away friction and you'll maybe do more of it. So think about throughout your day when you get overwhelmed, when you get frustrated, when things don't really go the way you want them to, and kind of dissect that a little bit and say, how can I take away some of that friction? And you're probably going to think of maybe a couple ideas of something you could do, and then you're going to work through it. You know what? I don't know because I don't do it all the time. I mute everybody, but
Microphone.
I don't know. Some other things each day, tidy it up and plan for tomorrow. That's something I've been doing and doing somewhat effectively. Keep a whiteboard or notepad handy for quick notes and ideas. That's something I've always had challenges with. Like I have this fascination with notebooks. You know, I'd like to buy books, and I don't really have a perfect system. I've tried. There's this journaling thing. I forget what it's called. Tried that. It worked well for a period of time, and it fizzled out. Uh, so whiteboards, notepads. What works for you? Try different things to stay on task. Uh, Last year, after I guess it was Hilton Head. One of my main focuses was getting really good with my calendar, and I've gotten much. I'm pretty good now, and it makes my day. It takes away a lot of friction, takes away a lot of anxiety, and it makes my day go much smoother. So little things, you know, what could we do to improve our overall workstation? Could be a digital workstation. You know, what does your desktop look like on your computer? Some people save everything to their desktop. Experts say there should be nothing on your desktop. What works for you? Uh, how many tabs are open throughout the end of the day? Sometimes it's insane how many tabs I have, but I'm pretty conscious of trying to get through that. But when you have 50 tabs open, could that create some anxiety and maybe you do less things that you have to do? I think so.
Yes.
No?
No.
I don't have 50, but there could be 12 tabs open and now
Put
tabs
put
open.
channel 102 on.
Sal, if you could just mute yourself. So little things, whatever they are, you want to declutter.
Right. Okay.
Oh, there we go. You're done. Dedicate small space for motivation, inspirational visuals. Kind of lends itself to what I was saying before, right? Allocate certain areas for certain things. You know, don't watch Yellowstone in your workstation, right, on your computer, because then all of a sudden you don't want to do that. Even checking like Facebook and Instagram. You ever go on Facebook to post maybe something for work, and then all of a sudden you forgot why you were even there as you're doom scrolling? You know, so be conscious of that, and maybe time block the time you go on social media for your business, right? That way you're on just for that period of time and you're out. Maybe set up a separate area for that. So whatever that might be. All right, let's get ready for the fall market. We talked about this a little last week. Summer's winding down, people getting set to return to their normal routines. Now's the time to catch up on what's going on in the market as they make their plans for the fall. So, you know, we're going to talk about buyers in a minute, but let's get some educational stuff out there. Let's talk about how to get deals accepted. Let's talk about how maybe there's more opportunities for buyers than there has been in years. because there's lots of buyers that are going to be getting back into the market. If you're top of mind and you're working the sphere and you're there, you're going to get that call. Hey, my brother's looking for a co-op. Brother?
Yeah.
Maybe you wouldn't if you're not staying in touch with them. Capture the end of summer. So now that we're at the end of August, you only have a few short weeks to capture the green summer foliage and fall blooming plants for your marketing campaigns. Let's do it now. Okay, let's get ready for it. You can also take a picture and videos of your area's unique outdoor lifestyle, whether it's cooking, biking, hiking, sitting poolside, water skiing, etc. You're all going to get a newsletter tomorrow at around 2 o'clock, no, 10 o'clock in the morning from me. And a big portion of that newsletter is going to talk about apple picking in Long Island, Warwick, New York, and my favorite cider from the cider house in Warwick. Now's the time to get that stuff out there, that marketing stuff. So I was so excited about it. I couldn't wait to send my September newsletter. So I'm sending it on the 27th. You don't like it? Tough. An agent took photos of homes in our farm area throughout the year. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You can see the change. Her summer and fall photos made her listing stand out from the snow-covered competition. All right, we talked about this a little bit on buyer searching, so we're going to talk about it. So online searching, buyer search at a 2-year high. Buyers are looking and search trends prove it. There's clear signs buyer interest is heating up. A clear way to measure what people are thinking is to see what they're searching. So Google is pretty much, the internet. Most people use the Google platform, and you could actually look up what's trending on Google, what people are searching. And if you look, this is home buyers search, and they looked at 2 terms, home for sale and homes for sale. So somebody would go onto their computer, go into Google, and either type in home for sale or homes for sale. And you can see back in like 2023, it was pretty high, right? And then it dipped down, dipped down, dipped down. It was the lowest in January 25, which when rates were probably pretty high and inventory was super low. But you see here, there's lots of buyers that are searching homes for sale, which means they're looking at inventory, which is more of a reason we need to go all in on it. So that momentum means something. Despite higher mortgage rates and home prices, buyers haven't given up. And I talked about perception as reality. There's talk about rates coming down, right? September's maybe going to be the first Fed rate cut, which is going to have a direct correlation to mortgage rates, right? So they're browsing, they're out there, they're looking. Many are just waiting for the right opportunity to act. Many are waiting for the right house. They're constantly looking, and if they see that right house, they're going to want to make an appointment. Are you going to be the one they call to say, hey, I'd like to see this house? Not if you haven't been reaching out to them, constantly following up, sending that, Wednesday email. Hey, I'm setting up my appointments for the weekend. Was there anything you wanted to see? Maybe on Monday. Hey, were there any houses you saw over the weekend you wanted more information on? Even if nobody responds to that stuff, they're reading it, and it's making a difference as far as being top of mind. So for a buyer, what's the bottom line? If you've been thinking, oh no, I'll sell once the buyers come back. So if you're a seller and you've been thinking I'll sell once the buyers come back, you might want to take another look. Online search trends show that they're already interested. So this could be a good tool to prospect for sellers too, right? Same pitch, kind of. The buyers are coming, off the fence. There's more searching for homes for sale than ever. They're just looking for the right inventory. You might be that house that somebody's looking to pay top dollar for. So what would make you feel confident putting your house on the market this year? Let's connect and talk through it. So that's kind of like the general theme or the general conversation. But in the theme of Lorraine, at the end of the day, what should you be?
What? Human.
Human, yourself, just have a conversation. Conversations. Patty, you're really good at that too. Everyone here is good at that. Everyone here is human people. I like everyone here. And let me see who's on the Zoom. Let's see if I like everyone. Yep.
Once you show up.
I like everyone on the Zoom too. All right. We talked about the PEAR, but I don't think we ever went over it in detail. Who knows what the PEAR is?
Professional equity investment report.
So everyone knows, most homeowners know what a CMA is. They've heard CMA, they've heard appraisal. They haven't heard PTA, but it's pretty obvious once you say what it is, property trend analysis. But a pair could be a non-threatening way for someone to get a value on their home, maybe when they're not immediately ready to sell, right? No, I don't need a CMA, I'm not selling. I don't need a price trend analysis, I'm not selling. But they might be, it's just a different angle. As a service for my people, you're part of my people. As a service for my people, I want to put together a equity assessment report for you. So you could download it, and when you download it, the formatting is a little off, but you put your logo in there. This is the cover page. You can put your name on the client on the bottom left. It's just in a PowerPoint, so it's very easy to make changes to. Second page, it explains exactly what a professional equity assessment report is. So professional equity, excuse me, assessment report, PEAR, is a custom evaluation of your home's cash value. By knowing what you currently owe on your mortgage and estimating the value of your home, you could determine the home's approximate equity. This is a powerful tool to make confident decisions in your home selling process. There's a reason why people get quarterly reports for their investment products, right? Because they want to know what the value is. Even if they're not looking to liquidate it, they still want to know what the value is. So how can we kind of take that theme and that messaging and bring it to a homeowner, right? Would you be okay with investing $50,000 into an account and say, no, I don't need to really know what's in it until I'm ready to? No, you want to know on a constant basis. So if we pitch it that way, maybe there's more homeowners out there that'll be open to getting this PEAR report. So again, you put your name and the name and address of the client, and it's a really simple thing, right? Estimated home value. You're not providing all this comps, right? You're not providing all these detailed things that are in a price trend analysis. You're just providing them with their estimated home value. You will do some comp work, right? You might do a full PTA to figure it out. You might not. You put in a mortgage balance, and that's your equity estimate.
Yeah.
You could ask, or you could leave that part blank, and then you leave the equity assessment blank, and you write it in with a Sharpie with them, or you tell them to calculate it. However you could deliver it and get a conversation going. Maybe they don't want to tell you what their balance is. Leave it blank and give them instructions on how to figure it out. And then it's got a lead in to next steps if they were looking to have questions. So I'm sure you have questions. I'd love to talk to you about your equity estimate and discuss next steps in the home selling process. And you can change that text to whatever you want. What do you think about, and there's a couple of versions, next steps without a photo, next steps. What do you think about an unsolicited PEAR report? And maybe you don't put the mortgage balance, you put the enter here, subtract, and provide instructions. Could that be, this isn't hard to put together, and you could figure out that value within a range pretty easily. What about picking, 5 people a week in your sphere and send it out unsolicited? Hey, I want to give you this PEAR report. There's some information, there's some homework for you, there's some information that you need to put in. I put your home's estimated value, subtract your mortgage, and that's your equity in the house. Let me know if you have any questions, and just send it. Send 5 a week. I think it could be a powerful tool. And maybe they're not looking to sell, but now all of a sudden they see you a little differently. And when they are maybe ready to sell, maybe they are interested in getting a full price trend analysis from you. So we kind of went over a lot of this, but here's some scripts that are a starting point. Again, be a human, say it in your own words. But if you were going to send an email, hey, Maria, hope you're doing well. Did you know mortgage interest rates have dropped near historic lows? So that you have to change a little bit, right? Do you know mortgage rates are projected to drop to the lowest it's been in years? Plus, the current low inventory market means houses like yours are selling quickly and often over asking. That's why I'm now offering you a PEAR report. A great question I get asked frequently is, how much is my house worth? But a lot of people don't really know how much equity they have. Let's meet for coffee, my treat, or a quick Zoom to take a look of your equity and discuss future plans. Feel free to shoot me an email or a text, or we can set up a chat. It's a starting point. I would probably tweak that a little bit. I'm sure you would too, especially if it's an unsolicited PEAR report, right, where they didn't ask for it. So tweak it a little bit, send it to maybe 5 a week, and you might be surprised who might respond. Thanks so much. I'm not looking to sell. Thanks so much. I'm not looking to sell. Thanks so much. I'm looking to sell in the next 8 months. That's a pretty.
Sometimes they should do improvements to the house, but in the same token, if they improve the house and then down the line they want to sell, they still will think of you, hopefully, a better house to sell.
Maybe here's your PEAR report. If you had any thoughts of selling, let me know. I could give you some more information. Also, there's the ability, if you wanted to pull some money out and you're locked into a low rate, there's these home equity lines of credit, a HELOC you could get, and they'll take up to 80% of a CLTV, combined loan to value. So now you have your equity to figure out exactly, how much you could pull out if you did want to get a HELOC. Let me know if you have any questions about that. I probably provided too much information right there, but maybe that's a lead-in. So be of service. Follow-up script. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to call to follow up on an email I sent you a couple of days ago. I started offering a free PEAR report, and you were one of the first clients I thought of. This is a great tool of getting an idea of cash value of your home. Do you have a minute to talk? Well, if you're interested, I'd love to do a PEAR report for you and your family. Is that something you'd be interested in? Have you done any updates or renovations to the home? So maybe they're not interested, and you can still ask, hey, by the way, have you done any updates or renovations recently? No, we want to build a garage for the Corvette, Sal. Well, do you know anything about a HELOC where you can still keep your low rate and just borrow some additional funds? Whatever, be human. Great. Well, I'd love to set up a time to chat, to take a look at your equity and discuss your future plans. Are you free tomorrow at 3? Yeah, that rhymes. Perfect. I'll send you a quick follow-up email with some additional details I need to get the equity report. Let's say you do 5 of these a week, and let's say you have 3 conversations, and let's say you do it for the whole month, and not one person wants to sell, but you had 12 conversations talking to a seller about the possibility of buying. Do you think your conversations are going to get a lot better? Big time. Big time. While you're presenting this thing, here's a potential script you might say. Thanks for meeting me. I'm excited to go over this with you today. You go to the PEAR, maybe it's printed out, maybe it's on a screen. All right, let's get started. Well, the PEAR Professional Equity Assessor Report is a great tool to figure out the cash value of your home. Essentially, what do you walk away with and put towards a new home? Then you switch to the PEAR calculation side. Based on your home's estimated value of $760,000 and your mortgage amount. By the way, what's an approximate yo on the property? Now you got to do math. That's scary, right? You got to pull out your calculator. Maybe your estimate should be round numbers. Make it easier.
Teacher says, maybe do it.
Yeah. I'll figure it out, but it would be an awkward 10 seconds. So maybe round up and, I owe, 364,000. Oh, so about 360, round down. Did you know you had that much equity? Creates a conversation. Now, what would you do with that equity? Do you see, you ask follow-up questions from that. Now, let me explain what this means in today's current market with rates projected to come down and the competitive market we're in. This is the perfect time for someone like you to consider moving up. So there's some salesy lines in here. Make it your own, right? I would do it differently, but you get the general theme of what the conversation should be like. So mark in a minute. I think this is a really good one. I'm excited for this one. With the open house themes.
You are Mark, and I've been thinking. Want to add some funding for events and open houses? Use the new Color with Kurt pages. There are 5 designs you can customize with your logo and headline. Print out the pages you like, purchase some crayons, and you have an instant child-friendly activity, or adults for that matter. It'll keep the kids busy while you talk to mom and dad about buying or selling a home, or give the pages out for children to take home. Coloring pages often end up on the refrigerator, and so will your brand. Here are some ways you can use them. At open houses, community fairs that you participate in, community events that you hold, events that your brokerage hosts, company family events. Post a coloring contest. Be sure to research your state rules and post the winners on social media. Want them? Download from Whitehead U. You can find it posted in these 2 spots. Have some fun. See you soon.
I actually used to do that in my office all the time with kids.
Did you?
Yeah.
Like, get the hell out of the way. I'm talking to mom and dad.
Yeah. No, parents give them have their little ones.
Yep.
Quiet, everything's happy.
I think it's awesome. And it's, you talk about what's old is new. Like, everyone's been doing it. Restaurants been doing that for forever.
Joe used for one of his open house with Alexander too. If you have the picture of the house that you're doing that house for, I can convert it into a coloring page. And then you send,
It's pretty cool.
hand them out.
Yeah, I like that.
House.
But I like that stuff. Needs, wants, haves, comments. In the words of Mark, he likes to say sarcastic remarks. All right. Have a good week, everybody. Reach out if you need us.